Let's take one from Elena, who says, have some dumb, obscure Fire Emblem knowledge.
Hey, Elena, what's up?
Dear Woolie and the other guy. Jesus. I know that's just mean.
I think I know who this is from, so they're busting my balls.
Is that Elena Manetta?
It probably is.
I see. There you go. Okay. Since I know Woolie loves his dumb and pointless but still interesting trivia about media he'll never watch or play, so he has something to say whenever they come up. Jesus Christ!
You picked this email out of a list!
Okay, listen. I might still play and enjoy Fire Emblem in the future, okay? My bad short look at that does not mean that I'm completely and utterly writing the franchise off for eternity. I'm well aware of my own shortcomings there.
Playing Fire Emblem's like learning how to change the tire on a car. You got to know something.
I might, I might do that in my own time. I might do it sometime in the future on the channel. Who knows? But I'm not, like, against the idea internally forever.
Oh, this is so good. I'm a big fan of this email. Please, more email.
No, you won't. No, you won't. Yes, you can spite. Yeah, there you go. Come on. Yes, spite it into happening, guys. That's gonna be.
Come on.
Yeah,
this is good.
Very good. I did a bunch of.
What's the rest of the email? I want it.
Sorry. Yeah. Let's avoid a chat fight. Like Sailor Moon Unicorn. Let me tell you what happened to Shozo Kaga, the creator of Fire Emblem. Shozo Kaga was an ambitious man. He pushed the SNES to its limits. Clearly wanted to push the series even further, both narratively and mechanically. He talked about his ideas often in interviews about how he'd need a stronger system to implement all his ideas, and players were answered with the Nintendo 64. Now, as good friends at Squaresoft will tell you, the N64 was an excellent system for making RPGs with large memory storage needs.
Yeah, right.
For some reason, though, he quickly grew unsatisfied with the early development of Fire Emblem 64, and he quit the company and started his own. He basically just continued where he left off, but changed the names and hair colors. So if you're interested in the adventures of Prince Barth from the hit series Shmire Shmemblem, be sure to check out the PlayStation classic Tear Ring Saga, formerly known as Emblem Saga, before he was forced to change the name during a lawsuit by Nintendo.
That's really funny. That's really blatant.
Emblem
Saga? Fuck off.
In addition to the name, other arguments brought up in court were how he used the same font and placement of the word emblem on the English logo, or how he waited until...
Oh my god, this fucking box art is hilarious.
Or how he waited until pre-orders were done before announcing the name change.
Oh my god, that's so shitbag. Look at the box art. I just sent it to you. Like, that's just Prince Blarf.
Hold up. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so fucking funny.
Oh man. Da, 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 da.
This is a hustle. This is a hustle.
Okay. So waited until the pre-orders before changing the name. Shit, where was I? I lost my place. He continued to refer to the game as Emblem Saga in interviews afterwards, and he also talked about the game as if it were still Fire Emblem. He'd call it stuff like the 6th game, or reference Fire Emblem lore, like how the game took place during the events of the first and third Fire Emblem games. I'm convinced some of those interviewers didn't realize he was literally talking about Fire Emblem, because his company later had to issue corrections to some magazines for legal reasons due to the misleading information they ended up publishing. There was also evidence presented that he refused development assets from the now cancelled Fire Emblem 64. So, in case you're curious, Tear Ring Saga has actually outsold the next mainline Fire Emblem, got a sequel on the PS2. Then the company went bankrupt, and he stopped making games for over a decade. In 2015, after Awakening made Fire Emblem the new hotness, he came out of retirement with a brand new Fire Emblem clone, with a much smaller team and a budget using SRPG Maker called Vesperia Saga, not to be confused with Tales of Vesperia. Its sequel was released as recently as last year. TLDR, the Fire Emblem creator, quit the company so he could make Fire Emblem knockoffs instead, and it's a wild ride. That is amazing.
That is overwhelming, massive shitbag energy. I
that is
love it.
So strong. That is a powerful energy emanating. Like, sitting there, not going to court. You know what that is? That is holding the microphone in your hand, looking out at your employees who look up to you, Mr. Belfort, and you're just like, I'm not leaving.
You know what it reminds me of?
I'm not fucking leaving.
It reminds me of this.
I'm not going anywhere.
It reminds me of a legal variation of Mel Brooks's best piece of advice for burgeoning filmmakers, which is when the producer brings you in and says something like, fire Gene Wilder, I hate him, or change this part of the script, or whatever. Just say yeah. So on Blazing Saddles, Mel Brooks gets pulled into the office by his producer. He goes, you need to fire Gene Wilder. I hate that guy. That guy's trash. And Mel goes, absolutely, he's gone. And then he goes, you need to take out these jokes and you need to make this more serious. And he goes, right away, immediately. And then just not do it.
Yep.
And then no one ever checked on him once, ever. And this feels like the legal equivalent of, like, he says, yes, I promise I will not call it Fire Emblem in the court. And then he turns around and then pulls out his phone and goes, okay, so Fire Emblem 6, right?
Yeah. Fans of Fire Emblem, please look forward to the next game in the series. Just directly after the court, after the lawsuit, after the name change, I'm still going to keep it going. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's great. That's a good email. Good email.
And then going into hibernation and waking up when Fire Emblem comes back.
Made Fire Emblem. It's mine.